So, hello, comrades. We are waiting for the comrade Blazej. He is late, but maybe it's good that he is late because I have two things to say. First thing which I would like to say is wait. First thing which I would like to say, it's this letter which is came to. I will not say where, but as you see, it's letter for me, and it is letter from Instytut Pamięci Narodowej. Instytut Pamięci Narodowej. So it is Institute of National Remembrance. And when I was arrested in 7 July in Poland, it was, I don't know, 9 months ago, when I was arrested, one idiot from Szczecin, his name is Dariusz M. Maybe I will not say his name because he's very dangerous. So this guy, he announced, this guy Matacki. His name is Dariusz Matacki because he made a lot of matactw. Matactwo in Polish language, it is how to say. It's he's a liar. So Matacki, he announced that he also wants to make case against me, but it was in July, but nothing happened. And as you see, it is Instytut Pamięci Narodowej from Szczecin. So maybe it's him, maybe it's not him. I don't know what is it, but it's. I am really recordist of case against me. My first case was in 2000. It was the strike in Ożarów. It was 2002. After I have 4 cases for Lewica bez cenzury, so it is already 5. When I was arrested by ABW, it was another 2 cases, so it is 7, and now it is 8 case against Comrade Michael. So you see that against me there is more cases. So for the other all comrades, communist comrades combined, I suppose. See, this is first thing which I would like to say. Of course, when I will see this paper, maybe I will say more. Maybe it's better for me not to speak about this, but I want only to say that all the time that my activity which I make here, all the time in Poland, they are somebody who are against me, who attacked me, who want to make many bad things against Comrade Michael. Okay, so it is first thing which I would like to say. This subject, about this, I will of course make another when I have more information. Of course, I will say you. Second thing which I would like to say, it's related to my video which I made a few days ago. And this video was. It was a video, where is Gonzalo Lira? So I
I don't have my computer and I don't have my phone, and so anything that was published or posted on the Gonzalo Lira YouTube channel, the Coach Red Pill YouTube channel, the real Gonzalo Lira Twitter feed, and the real CRP Telegram feed after April 15th.
So, as you see, Gonzalo Lira is alive, but he was arrested by the Ukrainian secret police. So we have something in common with Comrade Gonzalo Lira. I was arrested by ABW, he was arrested by SBU, and SBU take his computer, take his phone, and also SBU, if I good understand, have access to his social media. There is a question. Where is my T-shirt? It's a little cold now, so T-shirt is. I am wearing blues, as you see. Also, I make a little sport before, so after sport it's better have something to more hot. Okay, which hand all full swing? Yes, I can say it is which hand, but it is hand against communist like me. But I think I I have idea that it is related with the politics in Poland. That the case against me was these things which I was arrested. It was connected with strike kobiet, strike of women, because 2 weeks after when the strike kobiet was started, the procurator they started to make something against me. And also I think that this case now in Szczecin, Matacki ila make a video in July on August that he will make something. It is connected with Katyn. It is if it is Matacki, he said that I am the Katyn liar. I am a Katyn liar because in my time in the socialist Poland, somebody who was negationist of the Nuremberg was a negationist and liar. Today, when you defend the tribunal Nuremberg, you are a liar. I said that the crime in Katyn was a crime committed by the Germans in the September 1941, and it is why he wants to make me in the prison. But it was in August or in July. Why now they send this letter? I think that it is because of the war in Ukraine. That somebody was very angry of my videos about Ukraine, and They decided, okay, we will arrest him. But I would like to make this to show you Gonzalo Lira that he is alive. But of course, it's not a good situation. If you watch his video, this video here, it is not his video. It is video in the other channel of this comrade here in left. He can't make video himself because he don't have computer. He don't have the phone. SBU and he's very scared in this video. You see that he a little. I don't know what they did with him, but and I totally understand this situation because there are another critics of the Banderites in Ukraine who were killed. And all this action, which also I'm proud that also I published video about this was because we were afraid that they will kill him. Okay, if there are some comments, we are waiting for the comrade from Germany, comrade Blazej, but of course we can already, if somebody have a question, who here, do not be sure Lira is alive, it could be a fake. No. He's live. He's live. In this video, it said that it's not a fake. Okay, there is first question. What was the charge when you were arrested? It was 2 charges, and it is very stupid. First charges is that hmm, I sing a song. Oh, there is a comrade. There is a comrade Blazej, so we can already make him here. Hello, comrade Blazej.
Straight from my basement.
Wait, I will
Oh,
make you a little longer, but there is a question for me, so I to quickly answer for the question. What was the charge when I was arrested? First charge that I sing a song against the monument of the Roman Dmowski. And I wanted to destroy this monument of Roman Dmowski because I considered Roman Dmowski like an anti-Semite, and I think that in Warsaw, the city where the thousands of Jews were killed in the time of war, it is shame for our city. It is shame for our nation that we have big monument of anti-Semite Roman Dmowski. But and I make a song. Maybe I can show you this song quickly. To see. Towarzysze, więc komuniści zawsze dotrzymują słowa i tak jak obiecałem, tak dzisiaj wam zaśpiewam piosenkę, a Dmowski runie na nuty znanej antykomunistycznej pieśni Jacka Kaczmarskiego Mury. Wait a little. Towarzysze, więc komuniści zawsze dotrzymują słowa i tak jak obiecałem. So it's only shown how the Polish state is stupid, that they want to um, they want to they use the police politic to arrest somebody who in YouTube singing a song. It is this is this song. It was, I don't know, it was 26 January 2020, so it was more than 2 years ago.
Ciągnijcie mocno z całych sił, a Dmowski runie, 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 a kapitalizm razem z nim. Załóż.
So it was first thing, and second thing, of course, it was that I promote the totalitarian communist society. Okay, so comrade
I remember
Blazej,
that.
wait.
This
I answered this
article
question
in
because
our constitution, it's not saying about the promoting.
yes, but I answered this question because watch on the screen. Do you see the screen? I have. I know it is.
Yes.
First case against me was in 2002. In 2010 was already 5 case against me. When I was arrested by the Secret Service in 2021, it is another 2, so 7, and it is 8 case against Comrade Michael. So 8 case. It is more than Felix Dzierżyński. Felix Dzierżyński was arrested 7 times, and I have already 8 case against Comrade Michael. It is, I suppose, it is from Szczecin. From Szczecin, I have only one enemy. His name is Dariusz Matacki, and one time he said that I am the Katyn liar. Katyn liar, because I said that I support the report of Burdenko that Germans kills the SS killed the Polish officers in September 1941. Okay, so we are here with comrade Blazej from Germany, and first question for you is I don't know if you are if you heard that Polish politicians want to make sanction against Germany, make sanction against Germany because Germany collaborated with Putin. Germany all the time have trade of the gas with Russia. Oh. Are you scared of the Polish sanction?
German, German internet. Sorry.
Did you hear my question? Did you heard my question? Comrade Błażej. German quality.
See.
Halo. Kamrat Błażej. I see that Kamrat Błażej have some technical problems. It's not first time when he has
Yeah, everybody who ever live in Germany, he know that the German internet is the slowest in Europe. I think so.
Okay, so did you heard my question?
You said I heard like a 10%, but I think that you talk about the sanction to Germans. Yeah.
Yes, sanction made by Poland.
Yeah, the point is over around 50% of the Polish foreign trade is Germany, and for Germans we are like a 5%. So yeah, there will be much more. If something happen like that, well, will not happen. That will be much more hard Poland than Germany, of course. But yeah, what I can say, Germany from beginning of that war, it's in Poland, it's shown as uh, as our biggest friend of Russia, and so on and so on. I don't know. You are much closer to the Poland and Polish politics, because here in Germany, the Polish government, the existing one, is more seen as a kind of a joke a bit. Ne? And many things what they saying is seen more in the way as a joke, not as a really serious things. Of course, the sanction is as well a joke. And Germans, Germans doing always the real politics, so called. They have a business. They don't have friends. The same like British always said that Great Britain don't have friends. They have businesses. And if Poland is very emotional in the politics and the society, and if something happen, the Polish is always 100% on appearing on one side, yeah, like happened now, and the war, they become the biggest friends of Ukraine in the moment, and everybody who is not 100% in that, it's seen as an enemy. I think you have the same feeling.
Yes, but I don't know if I can agree with you because German government paid to build the Nord Stream 2, and if they think only about business, they will take now the gas from Nord Stream 2. If I am not mistaken, it's German government who said that German Nord Stream 2 will not work. So it is not a business. It is also a stupid, emotionally.
No. That's remember that Germany don't really do since last 70 years. They don't do their own foreign policy. The foreign politics of Germany is more or less steered by America, as you still have bases here, occupational forces from Britain, from France, from America, and the most of the foreign policy is made not in here but made in Washington. So they want there is a saying that now in America it will be more focused on Pacific theater, then Germany will be left here as a kind of guardian who will guard the American interest in Europe. And Germans see this as a chance to start to be independent and make their own politics, their own foreign politics, and their own. Let's say about Germany is that saying that this country it's too small to make a global politics, but too big to stay only in Europe. There's such saying, and there's a lot of truth in that. Germans like to be the leading real leader of Europe in making their own politics here, and and be the true leader of the whole union. But they are still not independent in their policy. That's they see the chance to be independent in the policy that the America will left Europe and go into the clash with China on the Pacific. But since 24th of February, the things change a bit, and America is coming back here with the presence.
Okay, so say what is change in Germany? What is about prices? It's going up, going down.
I think that is in all worlds, from states to Europe, everywhere the price is going up. The inflation. You remember during the all the COVID crisis, the world start to, especially Western world, start to printing money like hell, and the money went to the markets, the money went to the banks, but now the money go into the consumers finally, and the oil prices everywhere going very hell. But of course the energy prices in Germany, they're crazy high in the moment. I will tell you that we have, I think, most expensive diesel in Europe. Before, the diesel was here much cheaper than the country surrounding. But I was tanking today in Belgium, when funny thing, the diesel was cheaper than 20 cents in Germany, in my area. So the things change. That way, the new, as per the government, they're giving some, try to ad hoc somehow release the people from these prices, and giving something like €300 now lump sum to everybody in Germany to compensate somehow. Of course, there's nothing comparing to spendings. For example, a year ago, will be a little bit than a year ago, last Christmas, not this Christmas, Christmas before, I tank my tanks here because my house is heated by heating oil, more or less like diesel with the lower taxes, and it was cost me like a 35 cents per liter. In the moment, the price is around €1.40, so it's more than €1 more expensive. And the heating of my house, if I tank now my tanks in a home, will cost me around €500 per month. So that is hard to handle, and it's happened everywhere in the market. You shop something for €100, and it's just few pieces on the bottom of the shopping cart. So the prices are going sky high here, and of course not the salaries. And
this fuel heating, which you said to heat your house, it came from Russia.
I don't know how looking in the moment mix of energy. I know the gas is mostly coming from Russia. I don't know how it's looking the mix of the importing oil in the moment to Germany. Sorry, I don't want to make some mistake here by saying and mislead you. what I know, I think the refinery here, the local refinery in Köln, it's supplied by ships from Rotterdam. So I think that is mostly coming from Arabs or from America or whatever. Of course, the another refineries, for example, refinery in Schwedt next to Poland is fed straight with this pipeline, the Friendship, the old pipeline from Russia. But with oil, the problem is that the oil is it's not one kind. Each country have a different kind of oil. And to process this oil and make the fuels, you need refinery what is built exactly for this kind of oil. For example, the why the Venezuela it's so hard to sell their oil because they are very heavy one with a lot of sulfur, and only few refineries can proceed it. So in the moment if Germany will say, "Oh, we buy only from Venezuela," there is no single refinery in Germany who can proceed that oil. The same is, for example, a refinery in Płock, what is made for this Ural oil. It's, yeah, and this is only proceeding this oil. And to change, for example, for the Brent oil from Britain or American oil, that need a month of the changing the process and equipment inside. So with changing the supply of oil, it's not so easy as everybody thinking. It's not like that in one day we say we buy in America, we buy in Britain, we buy in Venezuela oil, and we proceed it. It's not. It's take months to change the technology. So
There is a special guest here, Ramiro Sebastian Funes. He is a comrade from United States, but his origin Honduras. But I spoke with him about the revolution in Nicaragua, and he wrote "Long live the DDR." So he like your flag. But Comrade Blazej, he is not in DDR. He is in the imperialist Germany. He is in the West Germany. He's in
there is one Germany in the moment.
yes, yes, but you are, but the good side of Comrade Blazej is that he is living very close to the city of Karl Marx.
Not so close. It's like a 1.5 hour drive, but yeah, much closer than from other places. That is a Trier, one of everybody who want to visit. I really recommend. It's very beautiful part of Germany. There is a house of Karl Marx, and it's the oldest city in Germany with a lot of Romans monuments and a good wine because not many people realize, but the Germany it's a wine country and they produce really a lot of good wine. I think Comrade Marx as well was a fan of the German wine. This is a wine area. Yeah, and
Okay,
what about
so
the
uh,
yeah? Because I think the current thing, the thing what everybody speaking now is the war in Ukraine. Uh, maybe we can switch later for another subject because I think everybody is already fed up with this, and everything what can be said about the subject is already told. Yeah?
okay, so we will talk a little about Poland. I don't know if you are listening the Polish politics, what's happened in Poland. Did you heard about the proposition of to create the union, Polish-Ukrainian Union?
I,
One more time, we will live in one state. One state. It will be federation of two countries. Did you heard about this?
yes, I heard, but again, I think that is something like a more a political joke than the real proposition. Yeah, there's no what
Yes,
I don't think anybody it's taking that in any consideration happening such things like union with Ukraine. Of course, the union could be if the Ukraine join the European Union, then we will all together live in the one European Union. But I don't know if you know, but I forget what was called this union. I'm not so bad in history, but I don't good in the names, remembering names. But there was almost happened the country of the three nations because Dear foreign listeners, the first Republic of Poland was called the Republic of the Two Nations, and there was a Poland and Lithuania in the one country in the Union. And in the 17th century, the sign later, because of the war, it's never happened, but was signed a document making a united country of the three nations.
No, no,
There
no,
was
no, 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 no,
separated.
no, comrade Blazej. You are making talking BS. How? There was three union, and we have also the constitution of the 3rd May. So first union Unia Krewska. It was in 1385 or 86. After war with Zakon Krzyżacki, after the Battle of Grunwald, there was another union. It was Unia of Horodle. It was 1414, I suppose. And in 16th century, not 17th century, in 16th century, it was in 1569, there was Unia Lubelska. And this Unia Lubelska decided that the Ukraine, which was a part of the Lithuania, was incorporated to Poland. So since
But that was the Union of the Two Nations. That was Republic of Two Nations. But in 1658, there was something called Unia Hadziacka, the Hadziak Union, signing together with the Cossack hetmans, and was establishing a union of the three nations, was taking the Ukrainian as a equal part of.
but which year?
1658. So it's
Yes,
70%.
but in 1654, the big part of Ukraine was incorporated to Russia, so it was without sense.
In Pereslav agreement, you know?
Yes.
But
So they it is the Ukraine is a part of the Poland since Unia Lubelska to 1654. After
yeah, but Hadziat Union happened later, and it was like a canceling the Pereslav Union with Russia. But later, of course, happened the wars, and it was broken that union. But it's never go into the power. But there was a plan, and there was documents signed in 1658, and it was possible that we become a Republic of the Three Nations, but it never happened. So let's say there was the first document making the Ukrainians and at the time Cossacks as a subject of the international politics, as a subject of the recognized as a nation. That was the first and was initiated by Poland. So that was already such in the past, Union of Poland and Ukraine. But now it's only political joke, nothing more, of course.
No, but even in 17th century, this negotiation with Ukrainians was a negotiation with the nobles from Ukraine who was Polonized, who chosen the Catholic religion, because be a Catholic was a condition to go to the Polish parliament. If you are not Catholic, you can't be in Polish parliament. So you see that somebody who is Catholic in Ukraine, which is most of the Orthodox or Greek Orthodox, it is not representation of the nation.
Yeah,
But
once it's Roman Catholics, but as you said, the Greek Catholics was recognized as because they recognized the power of the papacy in Rome. That way, there was a kind of the Greek Catholics recognized by us as a Catholics. But what I want to say that in Ukraine, in the moment, there was I don't think there was a lot of nobles. The nobles was Polish, and this whole negotiation was more with the hetmans of the siege, of the Free Cossacks. But okay, we're coming too much to the history. But somewhere at that time, the Ukraine as a nation start to recognize themselves.
Polish politics all the time is a joke.
But about the
Few months
Catholic,
ago, listen. Few months ago, they said that 3,000 refugees in the Polish-Belarusian borders. If these 3,000 refugees came to Poland, it will be finish of the Polish state. Now they invited 3 million of Ukrainians, and it's not problem. So you see that big joke.
if I, you know, that is as well something connected with the fears what was built in our society from the long time. Remember that the peace, that our ruling party was winning some election based on the fear from the refugees from the Middle East, and that happened in 2000. When was this biggest crisis? When Merkel was inviting the refugees to Germany, and remember we
2015.
2015, and they
Hey,
build this all the fear.
wait. You have something with your microphone. All the time it make a no, no,
Better.
no, no. I think that when you are moving, you have your microphone have make a sound. Like try to
Now better.
now it's not. But now oh, when you are speaking when you are moving, there is some very ugly noise.
Okay, I try to put the
Oh,
cables now.
yes. To make something with the cables because I think that
Okay, now
this.
I put the cables on the side and it will be not moved at all. So hopefully there will be no sound at all. Everything is very expensive in Germany, so I have to work on some old equipment.
Oh, now it's good. Now it's good.
Okay, I'm shifted it. So now maybe better. Um, where we been?
Okay, so maybe you have some question to Comrade Blazej, or I think that of course have to discuss about the things which is actual. But if you are tired about the discussion of the Ukraine, you can also ask about something else. Oh, Comrade Blazej, you said me
Maybe talk
that.
about the.
Yes,
Yep.
you said that you have friend in Africa. What your friend in Africa thinks about this war?
Yeah, I have a few friends in Africa. Once I was doing the project in Ethiopia, and still this guy was working. Especially one guy who finished polytechnics in Gliwice. He speaks fluent Polish, very nice Ethiopian guy. I know one guy who is living in South Africa. We as well employed some guys from South Africa. Uh, Independent who, for example, the one guy who is working my company from South Africa. Yep.
I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Okay. The one guy who is working in our company who is from South Africa. He's the white guy coming from the Boer society. If you know, that's the white guys with the Dutch descent. And he is more of this typical Boer. I don't know. This guy are very nationalistic and very right winged. So the ones once they are quite interested in I don't know, they don't like anything connected with Russia, communists, and so on. So of course he's supporting the American, but as well he don't like America. Hard to say it what is the real point of view. But the guys who living in Africa, what they said, for them that war is like for us the war between, I don't know, Mozambique and Angola. And they tell me, "Mm, Hey, tell me in Europe you're saying about the civil war? What is happening now in Ethiopia? Nothing. So the same is in Africa. They telling, of course, there's something happening.
Hello.
A third.
You have problem with connection. I can't hear you. Comrade Blazej. Oh. We are waiting. Comrade Blazej have a lot of. He is living in one of the richest countries in the Europe, or maybe the richest country in the Europe. But in the same time, his internet is very, very weak. I can't. I don't understand why it is like this. Here is a comrade Hellas from Greece. Tomorrow I will be in his channel, maybe 20 minutes, spoke about election when we have a results of the election. But unfortunately, comrade Hellas, he have a lot of bad political position. He support Macron in this election, and in the international politics also. But maybe it is subject for another conversation. So, for people who are not who are came now, I would like to say that there is another case against me. As you see, this is a letter which came to my mother, but it is letter for me, and it is Institute of National Remembrance. It is organization created by the Polish right-wing organization, even fascist organization. In IPN there are a lot of fascists who work there. And they want to me, I don't know, they wrote to me, and I am scared what it is organization that in one side they published books about history, they make exposition and stuff like this, but they have also a possibility to punish a person who are not speaking about history like them. So it's they have hello, do you hear me? Do you hear me? I can't hear you. Comrade Blazej, I can't hear you. So, technical problems. Unfortunately. What to do with so one more time when I will came to Poland, I don't know where if in this holiday I will go to Poland, but one more time when I go to Poland they will arrest me maybe, and it is this famous freedom of speech in Poland, that if you are not agree with the with all this falsification of the history, because this organization, this is the professional organization which try to make a decommunization of Polish history. And that's all they try to erase from Polish history all the communism, all the leftist stuff. Do you hear me?
Yes, I had to reset my modem because it's always when I need it, it's like that.
Okay, so I hope that now it's
Russia
better.
already.
I stopped to heard you when you spoke about Africa, that there
Africa,
are
yeah. So let's say in Africa, when I'm talking with the people in Ethiopia and so on, they, for them it's like a just a white war somewhere. And this subject is, on the second or the third page of the newspapers now. Of course, when it happened in the beginning, there was big news, but for them it's the news, like for us the news of the some war happened in Africa or in the Middle East. So they are very far away from it. In Brazil, I have friends in
Yes,
Brazil
yes,
who
yes. But
support.
wait. I have question.
Yeah,
If in Ethiopia they put everywhere the Ukrainian flag,
that's, I don't know. I haven't been there, but I think not.
and do you think that the media, the Ethiopian seat internet and the Ethiopian televisions, they publish everywhere in the logo the Ukrainian symbols?
Yeah, I will tell you what they always, my friend from Brazil, my friend from Ethiopia, my friend from South Africa, from Iran, especially when I was talking. I have a good friend in living in Tehran. Uh, they saying we have our problems. We have our problems here. We have our things to solve. No, they are not so much interested in what's happening now in Europe. There's no such polarization. Especially, I have my best friend in my work is from India, uh, and India is shown as a lie of Putin or something like that. No, they as well saying, yeah, this is your war, the war of the white people somewhere in Africa, is somewhere in Europe, and we have our businesses, our problems, and we have to solve it first. And yeah, they are not so much interested in that, especially India, who have their own problems with Pakistan, they have their own problems with China, and always balancing with the Russians, and they don't see so much. How is it? They don't see so many reasons to cut off from Russia. Many people like my friend in Bosnia, they said okay, it's terrible things happen in Ukraine, they kill civilians and so on, happen so many war crimes, but where you been when Sarajevo was under siege and was keep it bombed, when you been when the people was killed in Srebrenica and so on. We also go through it, through the war, and at the time Europe was not so much interested. Oh, what's happened by us, and we are not so far away. That's what they said many times. Iranians, of course, they think it's a sort of clash between America and Russia, and they're not so much interested in interfering. Especially, they are not, let's say, friendly relations with Western world. And in Asia, my wife is from China, and in China, as I say, China is always for peace. That is the main media coverage in China. They say that China standing on the peace side, and it's America war. That's what they said in China. And on the other hand, they said, okay, the Russia invading the neighbor countries. What is the wrong? But American invite as well, not neighbor countries, because Mexico or Canada they didn't invite, but invite like a Vietnam and so on. Also, what's happened in the world, it was not so much interested. So as you go far away from Europe, the people optics is changing, because they have enough their own problems on the side, and Europe for them is a bit exotic. Like for us, there's what's happening in Yemen, what is happening in Ethiopia, the civil war, uh, or what is the fears in Taiwan, or something like that. That for us is very very far and not covered. So this war, it's seen outside Europe as a European war.
Okay, so I have another question. Because last year's the German politicians, it is European politicians, but especially German politicians and the politicians from Belgium, all in every occasion they attack the Polish government. They call the Polish government it is authoritarian government that don't respect everything, the laws, blah blah blah. If now it's changed something, it's now, for example, when Kaczynski go to Kiev, and Kaczynski in Kiev announced that it is the war between good and evil, between the totalitarian Putinism and democracy, and the Kaczynski, of course, now is the leader of the democratic camp. If in
Yeah,
Germany,
it's of course a bit a joke if you such authoritarian politician as Kaczynski is seems like a leader of the free world, but of course the war is changing the optics. No? When something unthinkable is happen, then everything is changed, and some current things are going into they are covered by the bigger things what's happening. But I don't think that the Western it's for forgetting what is happening in Poland. When everything will go quiet, that things will come back. Now it's just the current thing happening. So there's no much space for discussion about the Polish government in the moment. Especially we have a kind of frontline country. We're handling now the refugees. For the West, we are also the hub for supplying Ukraine with the weapons, with the food and so on. So we are very needed, and it's better not to show our government as the one who is using the Putin methods, because one thing what I want to talk, if we are already today online, it's what here in the West and as well in Central Europe is different, because we Central Europe we have completely different how you said historical experience with the Russia. No? Of course, we are neighbors of them, and we have a lot of wars and so on. So the view of Russia is completely different. In here in the West is as well different. But many far left and leftist are unconditionally support Russia as a continuator of the Soviet Union and as a I don't know, leader of the anti-America coalition and so on. And by me, that is a very big mistake to look on the current Russia as a straight continuator of the Soviet Union. It's not. For me, the current Russia is much closer to the Tsar imperial Russia than to Soviet Union. Especially Soviet Union was multinational. And if we remember who was the leader of the Soviet Russia in the time of Stalin, he was a Georgian, and he put a lot of Georgian politicians everywhere. At the time of Lenin, the Lenin bodyguards was the Latvian riflemen. Khrushchev was Ukrainian, and he supported Ukraine and so on. So in Soviet Union, the clashes between the nations there. They take power, sometimes they're losing power, but there was a clash between the nations making the Soviet Union. But in current Russia, from one side you have the Tsar, Putin is much close to the power of the Tsar, and he building his position over the nationalism. And nationalism is one of the biggest enemies of the left, of the socialist ideas. Of internationalism, and especially that his position is built not only built on nationalism, but also nationalism connected with the Orthodox Church. What is Church always like to go with the nationalistic politician and the authoritarian government. So I think that Putin is more close to the Kaczynski than to Soviet Union, or that country is much closer to the imperial Russia than to Soviet Union. And I think that looking on Russia through the prism of the Soviet Union in current Russia is a big mistake. It's all the Bolshevik movements was against the Tsar Russia, and I think in this moment they will be against the imperial Russia. What is happening now?
okay, you said interesting things, so maybe I will answer for this because it could be interesting discussion. So first thing about if the current Russia is the continuator of the Soviet Union. Of course not. Of course, the current Russia is a capitalist state, but there is some things very positive in Russia. First things which is positive, it is the support of the Russia, especially for Russian media in the Western world, which are very interesting of the class struggle. The RT and Sputnik made a lot of good job. There was a lot of communists who can publish the materials in the RT America or Sputnik, and especially from French perspective, when there was a Yellow West movement, when every media, oligarchic media, where they are speaking only one voice, and I see this one voice now today when in the time of the election, you can't find any media, any big media which are not supporting Macron. It is a totalitarian society when all the media which exist saying only one thing, and it was the same time in the time of the Yellow West movement that all the narrative of the big corporate media was that it is fascist movement, it is, I don't know, anti-Semitic, blah 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 blah. And Russia today, they invited people from the Yellow Vest movement, and when they made interview with the guys from the Yellow Vest movement, they don't interrupt them, they don't attack them. These guys from Yellow Vest movement can say what do they wanted, and it is something which in Europe are not there are not place for the opposition against this system. And it is not I am not surprised that this oligarchic system which existed in Europe, and they use this pretext of the war to totally destroy the make censorship, because it is how in which article is written that European Commission can make a censorship and ban media. It is something which is when we made a referendum to join Poland of the European Union in 2004, nobody said us that when Poland became a member of European Union will make a censorship in European Union. It is something which was not consulted with anybody, and you see, there is the difference between the media like me and another media which is very very small, and big media platform which was made by the Russia. And I think that these things that this big media made by Russia existed. It's pushing European left to organize in the time of war, in the time of the demonstration. It is one of the only place where the people from the Western countries can say something. Second thing, which is very important also, it is the question of history. It is the question in history. When in Poland, we are seeing how they are trying to totally change our history. They are trying to take a Brigada Świętokrzyska NSZ, which was the collaborator of the Wehrmacht, which was the collaborator of the Nazi, and now they trying to teach Polish children that Brigada Świętokrzyska was a hero, and it is only Russia and Belarus who said not. It is not. It was the Nazi collaborator, and the Russia and Belarus. In Belarus, for example, if you are saying something good about żołnierze wyklęci, about the Polish fascist cursed soldiers, in Belarus you are going to the prison. And I support this law. And I support this law which existed in Belarus, that saying something good about żołnierze wyklęci, it is something forbidden. Another law, there is similar law, I think, which existed in Germany, that if you say something good good about Hitler, you are going to the prison. And this law also exists in Belarus. Unfortunately, this law not exists in Poland, and we see how the Polish public sphere is changing. That now they are make this fascization of the Polish politics, and you see that in every place, żołnierze wyklęci, and even worse now that with Battalion Azov, it's something which was. This 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 today nobody have a problem with a fact that the Europe sent weapons to the open fascists from Azov.
Okay, so the first thing what you said about the Russian media. Remember, the Russian media are 100%. 100% have to keep there's no free media in Russia. Everything is sanctioned by a government and it's working in the fate of government. So when you look through the perspective that the Russian media is supporting some movements in Western Europe, they're doing because it's in the interest of the Russian government, because they supporting pluralism, for sure not. And you making don't make me censorship here. I can disagree, hopefully, on this antenna with you. I disagree because I'm thinking that you're looking for this optics like we now doing when it's a war between Russia and Ukraine. We because Ukrainians are against Russia, we support them 100%, and there is no point of discussion. The same is with the Russian media, that they supporting some movement in Europe. They doing because it's in their business, and it's nothing with the pluralism. And we cannot look that because they let the leftists to talk in their media, that means they supporting free speech, but should not. I don't know if you look some Russian, not the one who is faced to the Westerners, the English-speaking Russian media, but the one in Russia made the propaganda inside the Russia. That is a tragedy. It's on the level of Polish state TV or much worse. They're creating their own world, and we always have to look through the Russia as now imperium of the one person. If they supporting some leftists, they don't do it because it's they believe in that. They do just because they want to weaken the government on the east. They have their own business in there, and in my perspective, it's looked like that. That's of course, there is a lot of censorship in the Western, and that way they want to break it and showing something what can and the fraction what is against the current things in the West, and that's it. But that is their business. It's they don't. If the yellow West become anti-Russia one day, they will disappear from this media immediately. So it's like that. I don't think that we, in any case, we can look through this media that they want to create something good. They want to. If they do something, how is in the forget the Mephisto said that I am the part of this power what always want the bad and always good happen. So it's something like that. In our cases, if you don't look through this perspective, then you think, oh, they supporting pluralism. It's not.
No,
They
the question
supporting
is
what is good for them.
where you are living and where you are trying to make a political activity. You are living in the European countries, and if you are trying to make politics, because most of the people which I know now are either scared and passive, and then don't do politics, and it is a shame that people that leftist people in Poland, they are so scared to make something that they prefer to do nothing, because they knew that if they will say something, nobody say about this, and if say always bad things. And this is the difference between Poland and France. In Poland, they didn't existed the RT Poland. In France, there was RT France, and I see that this RT France help the French leftists to organize themselves. And I don't care what is the purpose of Putin to push this RT to work in France. I don't care. Maybe you are right. Maybe he is cynical person and he wants to support leftists and another anti-systemic groups to create chaos, blah blah blah. I don't care. I am living here. I try to make political activity here, and in the time when we have all the oligarchic media against us, find some ally who support us. It's very very difficult. It's very difficult, and in Poland you don't have any allies now, and you have any allies, and it is why we see this very scandalous situation that Ikonowicz wants to organize first May demonstration in Poland now in front of the Russian embassy. He wants to make first May demonstration in front of the Russian embassy, 1st May 2022. It is a shame. It is a shame of Polish left that 1st May demonstration will be Russophobic demonstration. But you said something all different also. You said that the Putin is a Orthodox national guy, blah blah blah.
It is.
If I compare Russian Federation with Poland, I see big difference. I see, for example, the Chechen people of Kadyrov, who are not problem to showing they are Muslims, who are not problem to building the mosque in Chechnya, who are not there is no any pushing the Chechen people that they need to be a Russian, they need to be a Orthodox. No. In Poland, you have. They said you openly. You have to be Catholic and you have to speak Polish language. In Russian Federation, they accept Chechen people like they are different. They are Muslim. They are speaking different language. They have different culture, different tradition. And in Russian Federation, they are accepting this. And in this, from this perspective, it is a lot of a big difference between Russian Federation and countries like Poland, or country like Germany, that in Russian Federation in school you can learn your native language. In Germany or in Poland, if you are going to the public school, you are learning only the official language. It is the difference.
Wait. Official language of Russia is Russian, and everybody have to learn it. But okay, coming to the beginning, what you were saying, the Chechnya, and if you look to the history, what's happened between Russia and Chechnya, and the two Chechenian wars, and who is Kadyrov? Yes, Russia is a multinational and multi-religion country. We are the biggest country in the world. So, of course, that is normal. We cannot compare it to the completely one of the most unitarian country in the world, as is Poland. And Poland, it's really phenomena in the world to be such.
Let's speak about Germany. Germany now is also multi-ethnic country, but there is some autonomy to these ethnicities. There is some ethnicities which can have their own army, their own autonomy. No, they are.
The Muslims are in the German army.
Yes,
and they are Polish in the German army,
they
the German
don't.
police.
No. I am. You are saying about the assimilation like existed in the time of Hitler. That there is only one army. I am speaking about the situation that in Russia.
I mean, it's one. Wait.
You
In
have
Germany,
Russian
it's a federation.
army, and you have Chechenian army. It is two different armies.
It's not the Chechenian army. It's a part of the Russian Federation army. And who is the Kadyrov? Okay, come back. Who is the Kadyrov? This is the guy who was put after because if you remember the leader
No,
of
no, no.
the
I remember the war of Chechnya when in 1990s the Americans make everything that to try to repeat the situation which existed in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, they try to send every fanatics from the Muslim world, from Saudi Arabia and another countries like this to Afghanistan to make war against the Soviet Union, and they try to repeat this in the Chechnya. In 1990s, they tried to send a lot of the volunteers from the Muslim world to make the jihad against the Russia, and it was provoked by the West, it was provoked by the NATO, it was provoked by the Americans, and it is not secret for anybody. And the Kadyrov,
and I think it's not secret for anybody.
it is a guy who don't want to be a puppet of the United States, don't want to make a civil war against their own I don't know, neighbors and something like this, and I respect this. I respect that he is living in the Russian Federation, and he tried to make something good for his nation, like in the collaboration in the with Putin, and from his nation it's better than situation of the Turk who lives in Germany, or the another nation who lives in Germany who don't have their own autonomy. In the Germany is only nation state for the Germans, and there are so
No,
how
again,
many
no, no, no,
3 million
no.
3 million Turks in Germany, 3 million or more, but they don't
Okay, no,
have their
okay.
own
So
autonomy.
one thing. You're mixing something. You're mixing the minority with the immigrants. That's the thing. What, for example, Polish government.
Okay. So when
Wait. You are mixing. We have a minority of the Germans
where
in
you don't
Poland.
like somebody, and you say, they are minority. But if that it is in your country, no, it is migrants, and migrants
No,
it's
no, no,
something.
no, no, no.
It is undermentioned.
Wait.
When and one
Can I
more time
immigrants? And in Poland,
check it,
oh
but
my goodness.
wait, you are frozen. You have problem in internet.
Yeah.
Comrade Blazej, you need to restart your modem.
Yes. No.
So, Comrade Michael drink one beer and already starting to talk. I have been adding oligarchies have led it. Hello? Oh no, you are frozen all the time.
Okay.
Try maybe speak without camera.
Hopefully now. No. Again.
Try without
Okay, but you
camera.
can hear me now. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
but
Okay, now it's working. Better with camera because I see when it's disconnecting. So, minority and immigrants. So, you have a minority of the Germans in Poland, and they have the representation in the parliament and so on. Yeah. And the Polish government many times, when some populistic governments say why there is no minority of the Polish recognized by the German government, minority of the Polish in Germany. Because there is not. There is guys who came to Germany, start to living and assimilate. The Germans in Poland, they was there, and the Poland moved to them, and they become a part of the Poland. This guy living in a Poland, that was a German lands, and they just stay there,
yes,
and they are there.
it is not socialist politics for the nation that
Wait,
you will punish
in
somebody that he is.
wait, in Germany, you have minorities. You have a minority, for example, the Slavic minority of the Serbo-Luzician, what they living around Cottbus and that area nearby to Dresden, and they are a minority because they living from the thousands of years there. They just Germany moved to them. They have a minority have their own news. Then if you travel around there, you will see that every name of the city and so on, and even if you go to the train station, all the signs are in bilingual. They are in German and they are in Serbo-Luzhician, because they are minority. They living and they have the right to use their own language. Their language is taught in the schools. They have their own representation and so on. So there is minorities recognized in Germany. The Turks not, because the Turks came here as an immigrant and they decide to assimilate. So Chechnya is a not
Okay,
minority even.
so you shown how you are hypocritic. That you are accused Putin that he is nationalist, and to explain why the minorities in Germany don't have the civil right to be.
I just said that they have rights.
Yes,
Serbo-Luzhician
yes.
have
No,
the.
no, 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 no. They don't have right to learn their children in school in their language.
You can pass the Abitur, the Matura in Polish, Abitur in Serbo-Luzhician. That is no problem.
No,
They
no,
are
no, no,
school
no.
taught
And
in the
in
language. They
every
have their own.
in the place you have millions of Turks, millions of Polish people. They don't have right in the schools to be
There are
to
Polish schools
learn.
in Germany as well, but
What?
that is the difference between the immigrants and the minorities. That
Yes,
these
but
people,
it is this difference is produced by the nationalist bourgeois state, which try to make this difference that we have some people which are good, some people which are bad. Some people are good. There are refugees. Some people are bad. This is the economic migrants. Economic migrants, it's a bad guys, and this is we guys.
nobody said that they are bad
No, no,
guys.
no, 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 no,
Different
no, no, no,
is-
no, no. But
That is their own
your
decision.
explanation was like this: that there are some guys, German in Opole, who are good because they are there from many years, and there are some bad guys from Turkey who came to Germany, and they are migrants. They are only migrants. What do you want, migrants?
It's not the
You are a
only way.
migrant like a shit. You are like a slave. You are like a slave. You don't have right.
No, of course they
You
have a
are
rights,
you
but
are
that
accusing
was
Putin
their
that
own
you
decision, like my own
listen,
decision.
listen. I wanted only to explain that if you accuse Putin that he is nationalist, and in the same time you are defending this society which don't give a rights to the migrants, you are hypocrite, and that's all.
And what rights they don't have migrants? The difference between the minority and the migrants is significant. That the migrants came here because they want to live here, and they come. That was their own decision to come here, and they become a part of the society. They learn the language and become a part of this country and become a part of Germany. That is the decision. They have a right to their own religion. They have the right to speak in their own language.
Okay, okay.
They have a right.
You already said this. You already said this, and you can repeat this nationalist, European, Eurocentric, or how we called it,
It's not. If I come
narrative. But
if I come to Russia, I have to learn Russian if I want to become a citizen of Russia. I have to learn the language, I have to accept the rights, and so on, so on. It's normal if I move there. Yeah.
yes, but you accuse Putin that he is nationalist, and I try to explain you that in Russian Federation there are Russian nation, but there are another nation, and this another nation, like Chechenian nation, they have autonomy. And in these days
Okay.
and autonomy,
We will come
they have
back
the
in a few moments.
own religion, own language, and own army. The Turkeys, which are much more, there are much more Turkeys in Germans than Chechen people in Russian Federation, and and it's changed nothing. Turks in German, they don't have these rights which have Chechenian in
Wait. We will come back to Chechnya, but I give you one question, and please answer to me. Is the Chechenians came to Russia, or the Russia came to Chechnya?
Listen me. I am. It's not me who accused Putin that he is nationalist. It's you. It's you. You are.
I'm not
You
accusing.
are. You are. You are trying to. You know. It's not. It's not very brave to repeat all this anti-Russian propaganda, especially today when every oligarchic media, every government media attacked Russia, and you try to be like others, and also okay, so I will also attack Russia, and you have right, of course, to attack Russia. If you attacked Russia that it is capitalist country, I will agree with you. But if you attack Russia that Putin is nationalist, and in the same time in Russian Federation we see that the Chechen people have autonomy, and in European Union we don't have this autonomy. We don't have this autonomy for the minorities in Poland. We don't have this autonomy in Germany.
How many minorities you have in Poland? Minority in the Poland and
No,
what
no,
the right they have.
let's talk about Germany, because in Germany we have already
Okay,
the
so what
population
minorities
of
you
the
have
Turks,
in Germany?
of the Turks who are living in Germany. I don't know, since 1950s in 19 or 1960s. So it is already third generation. They are
Yeah, and
they are.
who is the Ministry of the Agriculture in Germany?
Yes, but I am talking about autonomy,
Turkish.
which existed in Chechnya. You didn't see this autonomy that the Kadyrov have their own army, their own language, their own religion, own tradition.
Again. Okay, come. Let's come back to the imperial time of Germany. Now, the imperial Germany, when it was Kaiser in the rule, when a part of Poland was part of Germany. My area where we're coming from, uh, uh, Bydgoszcz, Poznań, Gdańsk, and so on, was a part of Germany. Was living a lot of Polish, because we become a part of Germany because the Germans came to us. Yeah, we become a part of the country because they came and take it. Okay, we was living from centuries there, and then we lost our our country. They came Germany, become a part of Germany. And at the time of the Kaiser Germany, Poland as well was a minority in Germany at the time. We have our school. Sometime it was taught in Polish in the schools. We
No,
had
no, no. In the
our
time of the Kaiser Germany, there was a Germanization. Germanization. That
yes, of course. This
they
is we're
tried to.
talking about the 18th century
It
when
is
Germany was super
politic of
nationalistic. But
Bismarck. It is politic of Bismarck to destroy every minorities, and the hypocrite is that
and
we have
here as well.
continuation of this Bismarck politics of the assimilation, which existed now in the countries like Germany today, and okay, if you said something like this, Putin, he is nationalist, like a German government is nationalist also. Okay, you are honest like this. But if you try,
Come back. Okay, we come back to Russia. But
to make
can we go?
compare the Russian Federation, which one more time I repeat, and it's always also the case of Belarus, because Belarus is the only country in the world where there existed the school in the Polish language. Existed
Because we are a minority
now
and there, but
no, yes, but the Poles in Germany are there are more Poles in Germany than are Poles in Belarus. There are more Poles in Germany, but these Poles in Germany don't have right to Polish schools, and Poles in Belarus have right. You don't have different. You don't see this difference.
Belarusian are minority in the Poland, and they are schools. You can normally pass the high school exam, the matura, in Belarusian language. That was the one of the condition to join European Union, that we will keep the minorities' rights.
Okay, but it is
Belarusian are
possible.
minority in Poland, and they have the right.
It is possible make a mature exam in Polish language in Germany.
No, because we are not.
Yes,
We don't have status
and
minority there.
you see that from this national politics, I think that the Russian Federation is better than the countries like Germany, and that's all. So okay, we can criticize Putin for another things, okay, but from this national politics, it is one of the things which Putin inherited after the Soviet Union, and the politic of the Soviet Union from the nation perspective was better than existed in the imperialist state, and it exists all the time, because it is not something which finish it exists all the time.
Okay, can I have some time to, because I hope your media is the free, so maybe the opposite side as well have some time to set their opinion, means me. So if you give me some time, I can something. If you don't disturb me in the moment, I can tell my opinion. Okay. Uh, okay, don't talk about the Germany, because I think that in the moment we cannot agree the difference between migrants and minorities. What for me the minority right in Poland are existing. They are existing in Germany. They're existing in France. They are existing in most of countries in Europe. But let's come back to the time of Imperial Russia, when the Tsar was on the throne. The Poland was minority in Russia. We had the right of course, we coming back to the 18th century in the Bismarck and so on. Of course, this is nothing comparable to the rights what people have now. There was completely other times. There was death penalties and so on, and then, completely different times. But we become because of the divide Poland between the three countries, become minority in Germany, in Russia, in Austria. uh, Russia, it's multinational country when you're living people with many languages, and especially in the Imperial Russia, when minority was Poland, Latvians, Lithuanians, Estonians, and so on, and Finnish. Finland was as well the part of Imperial Russia. At the time, we had our representation in the parliament in Petersburg. Yeah, we had our. The same was in Imperial Germany. We had our
Yeah,
representation
no.
in
Wait,
the.
because you are saying bullshit. The Poland was starting occupied by the Russian since 1772, and the parliament, Polish in parliament was 1905. 1905. So there was 130 years without any representation. The parliament in Tsarist Russia, it is only because of the Russian workers' movement, which have a lot of brave fight in the 1905, and now you try to present Russia in the 19th century like a parliamentary state. It is bullshit. Parliamentary was a victory of the 1905, and the first Duma was very quickly destroyed. Second Duma also was very quickly destroyed, and so it was third and cut and four, which was a little longer. But nobody here. I am not defending the Tsarist Russia. I am the Bolsheviks, and I try to be to promote the Bolsheviks ideas. The Bolsheviks was the biggest enemy of the Tsarist Russia. In the time of the First World War, the Bolshevik said, we are not supporting Russia in this imperialist war. In the time of the imperialist war, our biggest enemy is our government. Our biggest enemy is the Tsar. It is the politic of Bolshevik party, and I support this. I support Soviet Union, and I don't have respect for the Russian Federation, but objectively speaking, there is some things which are now in the Russian Federation, which was inherited from the times of the Soviet Union, and this national politics, where is some autonomy for the minorities, is better in Russian Federation, which in Germany.
Coming back to the Chechnya, if we already started with the Kadyrov, Chechnya, and we had the two wars between Russia and Chechnya. Yeah, when the Chechnya want to be independent at the time of Dudayev, if you remember Dudayev.
Yes, but it's better when you say not war between Russia and Chechnya, but it was war between Russian Federation and the Muslim fanatics, which are not only Chechen people, but there are a lot of fanatics from every Muslim countries which are financed and formed by the USA and CIA.
Okay, there was a war between the Muslims in Chechnya and the Russians. And the first war against Chechnya was a completely disaster for the Russians. Yes. They went to the Grozny, they lost a lot of the tanks and so on. They didn't make it. And Caucasus, generally, Caucasus is very complicated place with a lot of nations, a lot of religions, and the people who are very, how is it? The very strong fighters who can really live in a very poor condition, but they still will fight against the enemy who is against. They are very, very, very conservative religion um, nations, yeah? Or minorities or whatever, how you call them. They are very living in a very conservative society, in very religious society, and so on. And everybody, the same in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, not only Americans fail, but also Soviet Union fails, but before the Britain also fail, the British Empire, because they are small societies living in uh, very conservative way, and everybody who coming from outside and want to a bit change the laws and the tradition, he's seen as an enemy, and they will fight so long as the aliens go away. And the same is in Caucasus. So the only way for Putin, especially, he make this all. Now think what actually this is. I think even in Russia there is no uh, so much secret about that the bombings of this residential buildings was arranged by the FSB. But whatever, the second war, and then when it come Kadyrov, there was a completely change of politics, and they realized. I will come back to the Germans guest workers. Um, when they realize they cannot win this because there's nothing to be ruled there, like every empire in Afghanistan, they already find out that you cannot rule this country. As our army, something changed. Okay, you cannot rule this country because this very conservative small societies, they will never agree with you, and there is nothing to be controlled because actually there's only a few villages and no infrastructure, and you don't know who to strike and so on, and where to put your government. So the only one way is to agree with them. So Putin find the Kadyrov, who is as well very conservative Muslim guy, who ruling this country with very harsh politics. There's a lot of political killings and so on, and you cannot disagree with him. You will immediately disappear if you disagree with him. And he give him a free hand. He can do whatever he want there, so long as he staying in a part of federation and supporting the government in Moscow. And actually, there was only way to rule Chechnya. That everybody understand that is only one way to rule the Afghanistan is to let this local government, the local conservative society, to do their own way and rule the harsh way their own people. Just the only one condition is to agree with the central government and don't break out of the social of the one country. So I don't think that is anything goodwill from Moscow. That they let the Kadyrov, who is, this person is not good. Okay, this is not a good guy. He's super rich. He ruling very, very harsh, and the only one reason why he can do whatever he wants in Chechnya is because he will always stay in the federation, and he support backup from Moscow, and he know that his power is is coming from Moscow, and yeah, it's that way. And I don't think that the case of Chechnya, because you have another Muslims living in Russia, for example, in Tatarstan, in Ufa, where is a lot of as well separatist movement, but they are very suppressed, not like in Chechnya. But they know that they can do it there. They cannot do it in Chechnya. You have this all how they call in Siberia around the Irkutsk. They living the Buryats. And the Buryats, for example, they don't have representation in Moscow. They don't have autonomy because they are not guys with who you need to count on. So I don't think that the Russia giving any special right because they just like it. Right? They're just giving if they have to. That's it. Yeah? And
Yes,
and you
but
know,
one more time, when you accuse somebody that he is nationalist, normally in the nationalist government, nationalist state, only the people from one nation represented by the president, nation represented by the government, they have power, they have something to say. In Russian Federation, it is not the case, and that's all. And it is this difference between Russian Federation and, for example, United States, Germany, and we can say, I can now say all the countries which existed, which is part of the NATO.
I have to leave for just for 2 seconds because I have to go upstairs. You know where? So I'm leaving you for 1 minute, and I'm coming back, and I want to more argue with you because arguing actually is good. You know, the
Okay, okay,
opinion.
okay, okay. I'm waiting. I also go.
Wednesday.
Oh, your microphone. Oh, okay. Uh,
Yeah. Okay. So
Wait,
maybe
wait, but
between.
maybe I will say something. The question for me, the question is that what is your purpose? If your purpose is to make a political activity and take power and use this power to liberate the working class in Poland or in Europe, in Germany, I don't know where, or your purpose in only talking be like a supporter, like a commentator, and that's all. Because my objective, my purpose is to change the world. And if you want to change a world, you see that the world is brutal. That sometimes you need to have alliance with somebody which you don't like. For example, in the time of the Second World War, Stalin needs to make an alliance with Churchill. Churchill was a guy responsible for the crimes in the big British Empire. Stalin make an alliance with Churchill. Stalin make even alliance with Roosevelt. Roosevelt was responsible for the genocide in United States. All these Indians were tortured, killed in the Stalin accepted because he knew that in the time of the war, in the time of when you fight with the Nazis, you need sometimes have alliance with another guys which are not perfect. And I think that in the for the left, for the all the people who try to organize the class struggle in Western countries, the last years shown that the Russian media, but not only Russian media, Iranian media also, Chinese media also, Telesur, the media from the Venezuela, make a lot of good job here, and it is why it's good have relation with them, make sometimes be invited, sometimes say something, and that's all.
Okay, I want to a bit not change the subject, but not really change the subject. Because I want to talk now about what is the Russia now, and why in my personal opinion, the supporting on the current Russia, it's wrong. Because we're
But
talking about the
nobody,
liberation of the world.
wait. Nobody
Can
here
I
support
finish?
Russia. Yes,
Can I
but
finish?
you are saying that somebody here support Russia in the role. No. I am not supporting Russia. I am against war, but I know that this war was provoked by NATO, not by Russia.
Okay, whatever. Not, but I want to talk about this all anti-Russian things, and why, in my personal opinion, when we want to liberate the working class and creating a good condition for the working class in the world, the Russia, it's the current Russian government is the one of worst that you can go with. Why? What is current Russia? Because I was in my business, by my how is it? No business, my professional life. I made a lot of project in Russia. I've been there. I'm talking with the working class there, and so on. And the point is that current Russian government, uh, it's not working on the, let's say, another way. In China, when we have the authoritarian government in China, the worker position and life condition and so on, it's keep improving. They taking out of millions of the really poorness, and they creating really a lot of people who can have a very decent life now and very good life in China. Okay, Chinese government eats as well a lot of oligarchs and so on, but at least the people are improving their living condition and the living condition of the workers, and the workers living better in China. In Russia, is completely opposite. In Russia, who is becoming rich? If you really see what is happening in Moscow and Petersburg and the province, the difference of the earnings and the possession between these people who are working for the Western companies, the people who working for the oligarchs and the oligarchs itself, they're becoming much more rich. It's exactly what is happening in America and the Western world. The 1% of the or 0.1% of the richest people in there, they're taking all the resources they can be, and the condition of the normal people is decreasing, because all the richness, all the resources, everything is going only to the 1%, and they're becoming more and more and more rich. The friends of Putin, and actually the Putin is the richest person in the world. What is just hiding somewhere. But look on this huge. When I traveling to Italy for holidays and around, when I visiting cities like Monaco, like Imperia, like I don't know, Cannes, and see the harbors there with this huge yachts, what are belonging to the Russian oligarchs, and the normal Russian worker, when I've been in Ryazan, when I've been in other Russian cities in Irkutsk and so on, uh, their life is becoming harder and harder, like here in the West. Like here, the workers in the Germany, they are suffering from the very high prices and the decreasing salaries. The same happened in Russia, but much worse way. And this current government of Russia, they supporting it, and they base on it on the oligarchs, the people who taking all the rich of the country, and they not share them with nobody. I will tell even worse that in the German oligarchs, there are a lot of them, and there are huge gap between the rich and poor. They not possess so big amount of the so how is it in English? They don't have so many assets as the Russian oligarchs. So this government who support only the oligarchs, and they're spending actually all the money only for the yachts, and even if they want to be a military power and inviting the countries on the side, but all the money are corrupted and going into the yachts. So there is something really wrong in that country. And remember, the communist movement, it's begin in Russia in the opposite, in the contestation and a fight against the governments of the Tsars. What they doing exactly the same what the Russian government doing now. They invest in the army, they invest in their own palaces, they invest in their own good life, leaving the all workers in a very poor condition, all the soldiers, on everybody. And finally, in the Russian
Okay. So
Revolution, because
fortunately, you would like to say that now, in the time of war, we have the war that in one side we have bad oligarchic state, and in the other side we have the democratic Ukraine
and here you're
without
going into the
oligarchy, the democratic European Union without oligarchy, democratic United States
you're
without
going in the
oligarchy.
exactly you're going exactly in the same loop what is going in Poland now. Means if you're not supporting 100% Ukraine, and you are not so pro Ukrainian, then you for sure are the Russian agent and so on. No, it's not like that. You can be anti-Russian and you can be anti-Ukrainian in the same way. That is, these things
No,
not.
no, no, wait. I am not anti-Russian. I am not anti-Ukrainian. I am a guy who supports the class struggle, and I support the Communist Party of Ukraine, which was censored by the junta after 2014. I supporting Ukrainian working class. I don't support the Ukrainian government. I don't supporting the fascists in Ukraine. I don't support also nationalists in Russia. I am only I try to be independent, and in the time when we have the clash and the war organized by the NATO, because I would like to remember you that in the time when the Soviet Union collapsed, NATO was only 14 countries, and NATO gave promise to Gorbachev that it will be not expand. And today NATO is the 29 country, and they want to make Anschluss of Ukraine, Georgia, Sweden, Finland, even Hitler, he don't change the neutral position of Sweden. And NATO today try to make Anschluss of Sweden. So NATO all the time expand, and make
Nobody
drang
denied.
nach Osten. So
Nobody denied that the
everybody knew that this expansion provoke war. So I am against expansion of the NATO, and expansion of the NATO is a reason of this war. is a reason of this war.
No,
If
nobody
NATO,
denied that the NATO is started
yes,
building the
and
NATO.
I don't need to love Putin. I don't to need
Not
love
not talk about
Russian
the NATO in the
Federation
moment.
to say that I am against all these things which are in Ukraine after 2014. I support the socialist Ukraine. Socialist Ukraine in the 1980s was one of the richest countries in Europe. It was it is the country which have four central atomic central. It is the I don't know, 8 or 10 hydro central in Dnieper river. It is very modern. This republic was one of the modern industry which existed in Soviet Union. Have 51 million inhabitants, 51 million citizens in town of the Soviet Union. Now is 15 million less, 15 million, 15
Yeah,
million
I remember.
disparate in 30 years. It is genocide.
Remember that is what we're talking about the 2014, and of course it's happened. This our movement on the Maidan and so on, supported with the United States, and nobody deny it. Actually, I don't want to talk about the NATO. It's expanding, the states expanding. That's United States building the base outside the country, or more near to China, to Russia, or whatever. Of course, they are expanding, and nobody deny it. In any case. I don't want to be here the guy who denied that the United States expanding the presence everywhere. And they want to expand it, and they support it. They put a lot of billions of US dollars in that revolution was happened in 2014. I supported the government. Remember in 2014 the who become the president. There was very backed up by Americans and American grow up people, and the people who as well supporting the nationalistic idea of Ukraine, and Ukraine is a nationalistic country as well. And what is happening there? That is war between two oligarchic countries, because. Uh-huh.
Hello. No. One more time, comrade Blazej disappeared. There is a question. I wonder why all these countries want to join the NATO. I think that it is not working class who wants to join a NATO. It is the elites who are. I can say this from Polish perspective that that it is a big difference what the elites from the media, allies from politics speaks about Ukraine, speaks about war, and what about war speak working people, Polish working people. Polish working people, they are talking about the rising prices. Polish working people don't want to make embargo against Russia. Polish working people, they knew that without Russian gas, the Polish industry will disappear, and with this they will be unemployed in the time when the prices will be bigger and bigger. But of course, the elites of the European states are corrupted, are manipulated, are totally dependent the USA, the US corporation, the Western, all this Western world, and that's all. I don't think that everybody in Greece are supporting NATO. I think that the people from the Communist Party of Greece, the famous KKE, they are against NATO. rebirth of communism. Yes, elites are 87% of the population. All these statistics are, it is manipulation. It is pure manipulation. Okay, welcome, comrade.
Which statistic?
Mm,
Sorry, but the capitalistic internet in Germany is really shit. Which statistic?
oh, no, the comrade Hellas from Greece, he said that
You talk
87.
something about the statistics,
Yes,
yes?
I said that in European country only elites support NATO, and the working class are thinking about what to make, what to put in refrigerator, how to eat, how to live. They are not supporting this anti-Russian hysteria. They are not supporting the sanction because they knew that this sanction can provoke the poverty. But when he said that there is 87% who support NATO, that all this sondage are this manipulation. It's how we can. Uh, uh, um, you can even say that it is not 87, you can even say that it is 99%. But when I go to Sweden, and when I will speak with the Sweden working class, I will not find these people who support NATO, I am sure.
Sweden, Sweden is as well these neutral countries as Sweden and Switzerland. Remember, they are neutral and they're making a very nice business on the wars. Sweden and Switzerland make a very good business to selling the resources to the both of part of the conflict. To the Sweden was till the end of the Second World War selling the iron to Germany and as well to the allied countries. So yeah, not the nice guys.
Yes, but
And
did you heard the American now? They have a lot of business in Russian. When in the time when the Europe have put sanction against Russia, United States are make growing the trade with Russia, in the trade of, I don't know, gas, petrol, or no, not petrol. Petrol is forbidden, but another things, uranium, coal from Russia, all these things are growing in export to United States, especially uranium. In case Finland joins NATO, it could be. Oh, it's not necessary.
war with Russia, but
It's not. It's
we
not. It's
still
not.
have embassies in Russia. Then we still making business with them.
Błażej, I
That
didn't hear you what you
is in the
said.
war with Russia, but not Poland.
Listen. I didn't hear what you
Not
said in last 3 minutes.
okay. If you wait, I restart this. I restart this sheet. So give 1 second and I'll come back because it
Okay,
seems like
okay.
this
And
computer have a but
next
and
time
now it's working.
when your internet will collapse, we will finish because already.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so because it's
go to restart.
really something wrong. I don't know it's this computer or
Go to
with
restart your
internet,
internet.
but
In case Finland join NATO, it will be much more bigger than Ukraine, I think, because Finland is the member of European Union, and the it's very it's how the Europeans are treated. Are treated Ukraine like a puppet. They sending a war to Ukrainian to fight, but it is only a tool. It is only the tool which when they are using Ukrainians like using preservatives. It's hello and welcome. It's a long time didn't see.
Yeah, that's really. If I think everybody who living in Germany will agree with me that the internet in Germany is the one big joke, and yeah, somehow this capitalist country didn't develop this really high tech what is called a stable internet. I don't know why, but it's somehow some
Yes, but
really system problem in
I
this
think
country.
that in East Germany the internet is better.
Yeah, actually, many things in the Eastern Germany is better, but it's because the many things is built new. And they have a better motorways, better filling station, better supermarkets, and so on, because it was built much later than in the Western Germany. And here, it's everything is old and conservative. So everybody really can see the difference between East and West. Germany, that's the West, but that is nothing strange because they invest really many hundreds of billions of German marks and euro in the East, and the money never till I don't know, till last year I was paying from my salary each month 20 euro for solidarity tax. It was called. That was for the rebuilding the East Germany. So everybody from the West was paying this tax. And
20
so
euro
we've
for
been
20
in
euro per year or per month?
per month. So there was really billions and billions of euros invested in the Eastern Germany. And in the West, people were really not happy with that they were paying. But last year, it was after 20 few years they removed this tax, and we anymore paying this solidarity tax. But for 20, 25 years, there was a solidarity tax from West Germany transferred to the East Germany. Uh, in case the Finland join NATO, Finland that is a different story about the joining NATO, because the Finland have had a very special status in Europe after the Winter War and after the Second World War, when they changed the allies, and there was some agreement that the Finland become neutral. But actually, if you see, for example, what equipment have the Finnish army, and the Finnish army using as well the Western and the Swedish and other equipment, but as well the Soviet. In Finnish army, you have the T-72 tanks from Russia. So there's kind of very special state who was balancing between Soviet Union and the West.
Yes, but I think the biggest difference between the Finnish population and Ukrainian population is that the Finnish population is Western it is Western civilization, and in the time in the first hour of the war, every Finnish young guy will disappear. They will already go to cross the border.
Oh
It's
no! I don't know
yes,
if you know many Finnish, but I know a few Finnish. Yeah, the Finnish people are they have something what they call sisu. Sisu is kind of national spirit of the Finland. The be a tough guy, something like that. And the Finnish people are really different than the other Scandinavians. They are not Vikings, but uh, they have a lot of spirit of the fight and surviving the hard times and harsh times. And Finnish people are really harsh people, really.
No. But I am talking about all this LGBTQ stuff which exists in Western countries. When you have the population, the young guys who are all the time saying, you need to I am the minority which you need to respect. I am not feeling good in my corp. I am feeling that I am a woman. I am not binary. I am stuff like this. And Ukraine, the Ukrainians can fight brave like they fight because these stuff are not come to Ukraine. It's not like in
No, I
uh,
think that is just a normal evolution of the societies. When you become rich and you don't have any more different problems, then you're finding some
yes,
problems.
and because Ukraine is poor, so they are the people who can fight. In Ukraine, in
Yeah,
Finland,
as I said, in the people places like in Iran or Ethiopia, they don't care about this war what happened now in Europe because they have much bigger problems themselves in their countries. They will focus on it, and the same in the East. No? When you need to everyday fighting for surviving, then you don't care about many problems. So, what is really not problems for you? And but we was talking about Russia and Ukraine. So the, these two countries for me, I was as well traveling Ukraine, and there was really uh, how you said the corruption. It's huge. The oligarchy is huge. They have the same oligarchs like in Russia. The police is the same corrupted. They really don't care about the life of the working class and so on. So actually, in this clash, you have the two countries where they are somehow on the same level of the civilization, where really after fall of the Soviet Union, um, how the way all the countries in the east go, and not only Ukraine, and not only Russia, but also Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan. Uzbekistan and so on, where it developed a lot of class of this how parasite class, yeah, you call it, like the Torsten Veblen call it, the class of the parasite who are parasite of the society. Everywhere it's a grow and grow and grow, but as well in China it's growing. And that is, I think, a huge problem. Here in Western Europe, we as well have this class of a parasite, the class of the oligarch who ruling. But somehow during this all the years and during all our development, somehow we civilize them that they are able to a bit share with the people and a bit not to be so showy. Uh, I give some example. I was living in the one of the richest area in the city. This one Aachen, when I was living, with the villas, really beautiful villas area, and you can see that these villas are worth like I don't know 10, 20, 50 millions of euro. And in the front of this, each house was standing car, but there was not Bugattis, there was not Ferraris, not so on. There was just normal Golf, old Volvo, I don't know, something like that. They learn to not be so showy. But if you see the houses of the new Russians, they of course have to be on the front. On new Ukrainians as well, they have to be a Tesla, they have to be a Ferrari, and so on, so on. They have to be showy and showing how much we parasite on this society. So unfortunately, in the East, it's this things was growing through the years, and yeah, that is the thing. If in Russia, in Ukraine, in Uzbekistan, in Kazakhstan, in that things will not change, there's not good future for these countries, and especially not for the normal workers and the normal working class, where they are living very poor condition, and only 1% or zero
but
point five percent of the people.
but you are. I don't know what you are talking because everything started from the situation when we have putsch in Ukraine, and after this putsch, the Poroshenko and his guys they decided to make to punish the Russian language. that before this there was autonomy, linguistic autonomy for the Russian language, Ukrainian language,
Yes,
also
there
Polish
was the clash of
language,
the oligarchs.
Hungarian language, Romanian language, and other
And
languages.
there was a clash
After
of the there
and
was of the
after
clash of the
they started to when you say that they starting to kill their own population, and nobody
ne-
care about
in
8 years of slaughtering people in Donbass. And
there was a clash of the oligarchs who are nationalistic oligarchs and the pro-Russian oligarchs. But there was a clash of the two oligarchs. There was the government before Poroshenko and after Poroshenko. The difference is that the one was very nationalistic and another was supportive of Russian, or it was more cosmopolitan. But anyway, all of them was oligarchs. None of them there was a government from the people. There was no Kuchma, there was no Poroshenko, no Yanukovych. None of them was a government who worked for the people. All of them was oligarchs, but they're just different point of
yes,
view
listen,
of the. That's it.
we have oligarchic state everywhere, and the oligarchic state existed also in Ukraine 25 years, and in this 25 years it was mafia state, it was oligarchic state, it was a lot of bad things, but they tolerated this national difference which existed in Ukraine. That there are a lot of people in Ukraine who are their native language is Russian language, and one day when, for example, in Belgium, because you are living very close to the Belgium border, when one day the Flamand starting to kill Wallons or Wallons starting to killing Flamand, and they will say make another similar situation that 8 years there will be some area which is bombarded, where is the Nazi militia which are killing thousands of people only because they are speaking another languages. It will be something bad, and I it's hypocrite one more time, saying all the time about the war that is starting in 24 February, not talking about war which was starting in 2014, because this
No,
action
the
of the
difference is
Russian
only yes.
soldiers which are going there, they are going there to finish this war, not to start. They are going there to finish this war, but because somebody needs to make something to finish this genocide which existed in Donbass 8 years.
The only one way, actually, okay, because it's already midnight, so I think soon we will going to the end. So, to conclude, for me, in my point of view, the only one way to finish the suffering of the people, what's happening in the world, in these all wars, because there's not only war happen now in Ukraine, there's a lot of wars happening in the world. This is near to us. That way, it's something new because um, maybe Balkans always were wars. No? So what's happening in Yugoslavia, former was not maybe so near to us mentality. But what's happening in Ukraine is very near to us, and it's something new because we learned that since last 20, 30 years, that or even 70 years after Second World War, we learned that the war is something what is not happening here in Europe because not. That's it. We become civilized and so on. We not solve our problems with the war.
Yes, but of course it is
And
not true. It is not true. Try to explain this to the Irish people, for example, or try to
yeah, but
explain.
the troubles and in Spain, the ETA and so on, there was more like a uh,
No,
series of the
I'm
terroristic
talking
attacks from
I'm talking
both
about
sides, but it's not was.
Ireland.
Yeah, but there was not the full scale war with the artillery, with the air force, and so on. There was more like a loyal clashes, but there was nothing like a full scale war like in Second World War, what is happening now. So for us, this This war was something like a taught as history from our grandfathers and so on. What's happened in Europe? We learned that here, okay, they happen the local clashes, they happen terrorist attacks and so on, but this is not something like the you know air force, artillery, and so on happen. So we forget about that, and what is happening now in Ukraine is something to remind us what can be. And I think the only one way to stop this all things is to make a lot of very small countries. That is my actually, if I can say about my dreams and my idea, will never happen. Uh, but with my experience, all the small countries, I don't know, like Slovenia, like Slovakia, like not Hungary because it's different case, but it's all small nations. What they becoming rich, and the people there who living and the workers' conditions and the people living conditions becoming much better, and they are too small to inviting anybody around, and they're too small to thinking about the imperial politics and so on. They focus on becoming small and rich and prosperous. And so long as I'm traveling to small countries, the older people are looking happy, they're looking friendly. They are friendly actually. Uh, and if you build a countries like a Russian Federation, like a United States, like Brazil, like even Germany, but the Germany become aggressive because with Germany there was no problems in Europe at all. Since they become a united Germany. Before there was Germany consists of the 100 small countries, small monarchies, what they not inviting each other because they are too small and they was focused on their own problems. There was no problems with Germans at all. When they united and they become big, they start to thinking about the conquering the world. And that is the point. I think the world should consist of the very small countries like Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, I don't know, Slovakia, Slovenia, and so on. When they will focus on the improving condition of the people living inside, and when the people are rich and the people are full, they have something to eat, they have houses, they have normal working conditions, and so on. They are not thinking about going to the war because they have too much to lose. And if you build the countries, because I want to here compare the United States and the Russia, because in Russia you have a lot bunch of people who have nothing to lose, a lot of poor people living in a terrible condition. But you have exactly the same in United States. You have a huge amount of the very poor people who have no way to improve their living condition. And they are going to the war, to Vietnam, to Cuba, and so on, because they can make their condition living better just by war. And the same happened in Russia, and the same happened in China, a bit different, but as well in South America. Again, that is something that is very, very far away from us. There was a lot of wars. I don't know, you are historian, so maybe you know that in the Second World War, there also happened the wars in Southern America when these countries was fighting each other. Here we was killing each other in the Second World War, but in Southern America, the people as well fighting for their nationalism and so on, because some countries are just too big. So I think the world should consist of the local small communities when they're working on their own goodwill, their own good living. That's it. If the country is growing too big, they become problem for the world as well, Russia as well, America, and as well other big countries like British Empire, French Empire, German Empire, and all empires. What they just too big. I don't know if you agree with my
No,
uh,
I can
my
say
dream.
that President Putin is agree with your dream, because there is two conditions to make your dream real. First condition, we need to destroy NATO. Because the Cold War is finished, NATO was created against Soviet Union, against Warsaw Pact, and when the time when the Soviet Union and Warsaw Pact didn't exist, the NATO need to be dissolved. Second condition, we need to make illegal all the military bases which are not in the country of
For
foreign
each
military.
country, for each
For
country, let's be
that,
consequent. For each
that
country,
yes, that we need to make illegal 1,000 military bases of United States, which existed in every corner of the world. When the American soldiers go back to United States, when the NATO will will be destroying. Your dream that there will be can exist the small states like Slovenia or Slovakia or Luxembourg, it could be real. But today, this war is because your dream is not working. This war is because NATO is growing and is aggressive and is offensive and sorry, but the small countries like Luxembourg can't stop NATO. Only big countries like China, only big countries like Russia, they can discuss with NATO, and they
well,
lose. They are losing this because NATO is yesterday I listened to Mateusz Piskorski, who said that the military potential of Ukraine now is 8 times more bigger than Poland, because last year's all the time Ukraine and the United States and another Western countries giving weapon, giving army, giving another things to Ukraine, trying to build from Ukraine something like the Israel. So a very militaristic state,
but
and
why I'm living in Germany? Why I'm living in Germany? Why I'm here? And why you're in France? Because these countries we can disagree with the politics, we can disagree what has happened here, many things we don't like. I don't like it so internet, we don't like the oligarchy here and so on, but so long we can live here and we can talk what we want, and we can here be in internet and don't suffer something that in 2 minutes you suffer in Poland, that they're coming to you abewu and try to arrest you. Because Poland is going in the way of the totalitarian. But why we are living in the West? Because here, the Europe from 70 years, the Western Europe learn that the war is not the solution, and we
no. The Western countries in last 70 years all the time organize the wars all the time.
not, but not between themselves in here. Okay,
Yes,
not
yes,
between them.
they prefer to make wars in the south or in the another places.
But what the people here, what it's the professional armies, for example, nobody force you to go to the French army. Nobody forced me to go to the German army. If I want, I can join, but nobody will force me. What is happening in Ukraine and Russia? Uh, in China, not in China. That is funny, but in China, the army is professional, and to get to the army in China is hard. You cannot just join them if you want. So we learn a lot for these years, and the life here is better um, because there is not such hard, strong government who will suppress us by the secret police, by the army, and so on, just to think like they want. And okay, they're making propaganda in the TV and so on. I already learned that there's no sense to talk to the Germans about the politics, because they will tell you what they're talking in TV. So I can watch the German TV and I know what each German will tell me about the current situation. They have no own mind. But anyway, I can go to your channel. I can talk what I want, and nobody will knock my doors at 6 in the morning and take me out from here. But unfortunately, it's impossible in Russia, for example. In Soviet Union, when my wife looking the films, what's happened in Poland, this all films what is against the government, the socialist government in Poland, she said, "Oh wow, in China that is impossible even now to happen such criticize of the government, but in Poland it was possible." So uh, the brackets of the freedom what we have here now, and how we can changing our life, and how we can criticize the government and so on and so on, is much way better than in other totalitarian countries. That way we're living here because we can realize our ideas, and we can change in the world as we want, because we can here, we cannot other places. And um, this is something what we have to be grateful to the sacrifice of the all the socialist movements that we have in our country.
Okay, as I promised, the next time when the comrade Blazej will be frozen, it is time to finish our stream. It's already more than 2 hours. So thank you, comrades, for participating. But I'm tired. I'm tired. it is already midnight. So thank you. And tomorrow at 8 p.m. I will be participating a few minutes in the Comrade Hellas channel. I will speak about the results of the French election. I hope that Macron will not be. Oh, I can't say because they will punish me 75,000 euros. So bye, comrades.